18 phobias you might have and not know it. Phobias are more common than you think, and there's a chance you might be scared of something you didn't know about until it's too late. Welcome to our channel, and today we'll be presenting you with 18 phobias you might have and not know it. Stay until the end of our video to learn about all these incredibly strange phobias, and subscribe to our channel for more great videos like this one. Without further ado, let's begin with our countdown. Number 18. Arachibutyrophobia. Arachibutyrophobia is as weird as it is weird to pronounce, and that's saying a lot. We're kicking off our list with none other than the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of the mouth. As with all other phobias, the symptoms of arachibutyrophobia involve panic, dread, terror, and anxiety, as well as rapid heartbeat and shortness of breath when the peanut butter is wedged on the roof of one's mouth. At least to know that you suffer of this, you'd need to be thrown into a very specific set of situations. You should steer clear of peanut butter sandwiches, however. Number 17. Spectrophobia. This one's legitimately creepy, so we won't blame you by any means if you think you have spectrophobia. Spectrophobia is the fear of mirrors and one's own reflection. The phobia tends to stem from a traumatic event involving mirrors, perhaps the fear of apparitions or ghosts being in the mirror, or low self-esteem related to one's physical appearance. Most of all, sufferers of spectrophobia feel like when they watch themselves in the mirror, someone else is watching them or judging them constantly. If you feel like this whenever you gaze upon your reflection in the mirror, then there's a chance you suffer from spectrophobia. Number 16. Arithmophobia. Well, let's face it, most people dislike math anyways, but being deathly terrified of numbers is something kind of difficult to cope with. The truth is that many people with arithmophobia have a genuine fear of numbers. People with this fear usually experience anxiety associated with doing math or dealing with numbers in general, versus fear of actually seeing the number symbols. The fear of numbers is also sometimes referred to as numerophobia. Arithmophobia can significantly impair a person's life, as it is difficult to do many tasks or occupations without dealing with numbers. So it's something that you should definitely work to treat and break as fast as you can. And if you're unable to do so, we'd advise you to avoid any kind of jobs that involve accounting, engineering, or, well, counting. Number 15. Chorophobia. Chorophobia comes in the 15th spot of our list, and its name comes from choreography because precisely that's what it is. Chorophobia is the fear of dancing, and is something that, unfortunately, even being out doing can't fix. It also manifests itself into a fear of any situation, event, or person that is associated with dancing. The phobia is usually associated with social phobias, particularly the fear of crowds. So if someone also suffers from agoraphobia, which is the fear of crowds, they probably suffer from chorophobia too. Number 14. Lutraphobia. Lutrophobia is known as the fear of otters, and is one of the hardest types of phobias to believe. How could someone be terrified by otters? It's hard to believe anyone could be terrified of critters as adorable as otters. Well, you'd be surprised to learn that that's exactly what lutrophobia is. It doesn't usually come out of nowhere though. Most people who fear otters have either been attacked or bitten by one, or have seen it happen to someone else. Number 13. Plutophobia. We all wish we had more money every day, don't we? Even the wealthiest people in the world want more money. However, those who suffer plutophobia steer clear from money as fast as they can, as it's the fear of money or wealth. People with plutophobia may fear becoming wealthy themselves or have a fear of wealthy people. They generally dread money itself and having to deal with money. People with this fear may potentially sabotage their career to prevent themselves from making more money or becoming wealthy. The fear of becoming wealthy may stem from a fear of responsibilities, or the pressures associated with it, or the fear of getting robbed. Number 12. Globophobia. This is probably one of the hardest types of phobias to healthily cope with. It's unlikely you'll ever meet someone who has a globophobia at a birthday party. Sometimes this fear is strictly about balloons themselves, but other times it's the fear of balloons getting popped. Believe it or not, Oprah Winfrey has this phobia, and she really didn't like this at one of her birthdays because of it. Number 11. Optophobia. Optophobia is the fear of opening one's eyes. This fear can be extremely debilitating, as it's hard for any individual to carry out daily activities without opening their eyes. People with optophobia may prefer to stay indoors and limit daily areas. Number 10. Hippopotomonstrosesquippedaliophobia. Hippopotomonstrosesquippedaliophobia is a fear of long words. Ironically, it is also the longest word in the dictionary. Another name for this phobia is sesquipedalophobia. This phobia is thought to develop from being embarrassed by pronouncing long words incorrectly. Number 9. Pogonophobia. Pogonophobia is a fear of beards. This usually stems from an alarming incident with a bearded person. It could also arise from a person not liking that a beard hides someone's face. People with pogonophobia will avoid people with beards and may even have anxiety when looking at a picture of someone with a beard. Number 8. Omphalophobia. Omphalophobia is a fear of belly buttons. People with omphalophobia will avoid seeing or touching belly buttons, even their own. They might even put a bandage over their belly button to avoid looking at it. They will sometimes avoid places where belly buttons might be exposed, like the beach. Number 7. Ancryophobia or Anemophobia. In the 7th spot of our list, we have Ancraophobia or Anemophobia. And no, that's not the fear of anemones. Both terms are used to define the fear of wind. People who suffer from Ancraophobia tend to become anxious out of doors and near open windows. Anxious feelings can manifest themselves when passing hand dryers or overhead air vents. It is believed that fear is triggered by an experience embedded in the person's subconscious. Number 6. Nomophobia. This type of phobia was unheard of probably 10 years ago, but today it is one of the most common types of phobia due to the current popularity of technology and especially smartphones. Nomophobia translates into the fear of not having your cell phone with you. This phobia is characterized by feelings of anxiety that arise from being out of phone ranges of service, not having one's phone charged, and having no credit on one's phone or misplacing it. It is believed that over 50% of cell phone users are affected by nomophobia. Number 5. Octophobia. If you were shocked to learn that people actually feared numbers, then think again, because octophobia is even more specific than that one. It is the fear of the number 8. Those who suffer from octophobia, well, fear the number 8, of course. Number 4. Ablutophobia. Ablutophobia is the fear of bathing, washing, or cleaning oneself. This phobia most often occurs in children and revolves with age, but can still be present in adults. People with ablutophobia avoid bathing and showering, which can lead to unpleasant body odor and sometimes subsequent social isolation. However, their fear of bathing and the anxiety they experience during bathing tends to be so extreme that these consequences pale in comparison. Ablutophobia may result from a traumatic event involving water, or a person being afraid of getting wet. In some cases, the phobia is related to aquaphobia, which is the fear of water. Number 3. Chateophobia. Chateophobia is the fear of hair. This phobia can be a fear of a person's own hair, other people's hair, or even animal hair. People with chateophobia might be afraid of a hairball on the ground or combing their hair. They will generally avoid situations where other people touch their hair and find it extremely difficult to get haircuts. Number 2. Somnophobia, also known as hypnophobia, is the fear of falling asleep. Often it can be the result of people feeling as though they are losing control, and nightmares have been known to cause it as well. Number 1. Icophobia. It is the fear of houses, being in a house, home surroundings, and certain items in a house, be it the toaster, oven, refrigerator, or dishwasher. We definitely don't know how these people even deal with being at home. So what are your thoughts on these incredibly scary phobias you might have and don't know about? Which one do you think you have? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to LifeBeam for more great content like this one. We hope you enjoyed our video, and we'll see you next time.